So, how to integrate positive thinking? Um, some of the things I'm going to talk about is actually from a book um, that I've read called As a Man Thinketh, which is a really good book anyway. I've forgotten what the name of the author is, but I'm sure you can find it on Amazon or anything. As a Man Thinketh. So, how to integrate positive thinking? Our thoughts happens in our mind, and I want us to think of our mind. Think of your mind as a garden. So our thoughts happen in our mind, and think of your mind as a garden. So um, a gardener provide plants with provide plants with the appropriate seasonal care they require to remain healthy and vigorous. A good gardener chooses what they want to grow. Um, and when weeds are spotted, the gardener treats that weed to separate it from the plants, to keep a healthy garden, to keep the plants healthy and to protect them. So when we're talking about how to integrate positive thinking, we should also picture um, treat our mind as a garden like that. These notes, these two bullet points are just notes for that integrating positive thinking, which is what you allow in stays in. So we should start treating our garden, in essence, start treating your mind. When I looked at positive thinking, I just thought, okay, positive, what's the word positive? And dictionary just said positive means good. And I want us to think of good as a symbol of light, and bad symbolizes darkness. Yeah. The next slide is just a black screen, and it's to say that if you are in a state, or if you ever get into a state where you're full of darkness, remember what I said about the garden. It's never, just as you may have a bad garden, it's never too late, and it's never you don't have to remain there basically. So choose what you want to do about it. One little bit of light, which is the white dot here, makes a difference. Now, how much more if you have many more of the lights? So when we're saying how to integrate positive thinking, sometimes life throws us with so many things, and we face through different challenges in life and whatever it may come across as, and it can put us in a pretty dark place, as you saw in the black screen 2 slides before. But it's we have a responsibility and a duty to make a difference. You either choose to remain there or to um, think positive and to believe in positivity and to walk positively. And likewise, just as a gardener would have maybe weeds coming out from nowhere in a garden, it's the responsibility of the gardener to treat it or leave it there. So treat your garden, treat your mind. This is just a picture of a garden. It's not my garden, it's um, garden from online, a picture from online. Um, so treat your mind. Now, how do we do that? I'm just gonna, it's easier for me to share. I believe it's easier and better for me to share examples of things that I've learned personally. Um, I choose what I feed in my conscious and subconscious mind, meaning with my eyes and with my ears. So what I watch, what I choose to see, what I choose to feed my eyes on, what I choose to listen to, what I choose to conversations, music, whatever that would be a sound that comes as sound. I am I try. I would say I'm not perfect to choose what allow to see, what programs I allow myself to watch, what programs I allow, what music I allow my ears to listen, and conversations I allow to feed into my ears, because these things affect our thoughts. These are gateways There's something called the eye gateway and the ear gateway. These are gateways into our mind. If I do see any form of darkness, weeds, remember about the garden analogy, I acknowledge it by saying, oh, okay, I see you. That's the next point. I then ask myself, what am I going to do about it? I'm a believer, so I'm a Christian, so I pray about it. It's one thing I do. I also declare positive declarations, meaning I can do attitude. And there's a phrase I got from somewhere, a seminar I went to, and it says the power of spoken words supersedes the power of thoughts. So if I have what the person was trying to say there, sometimes some things that we have as bad thoughts and bad, when we declare some positive declaration, it supersedes that if we speak about it boldly. For example, if a bad thought of or weed, an example of the garden, comes in my mind, just playing on my mind that you're not going to do it. The moment I start repeating to myself, I am going to do it, speaking it out boldly, speaking out, just as I'm speaking about this passionately, it supersedes the power of that thought. And then not just speak it, do what is necessary for that. So, for example, let me think of an example. You're not going to pass your driving test. You're not going to do it, right? And I tell myself, I am going to do it. The next step with me declaring that is also to book a test, practice the driving and keep on declaring it. And if I do fail, keep on doing it. I can do it attitude. Then surround myself with positive minded folks as well. Bad company. There's a phrase from the Bible actually as well. Bad companies corrupt good manners. When you have weeds around good garden, it corrupts it as well. It infects it. So likewise, surround yourself with positive minded folks. It doesn't mean that they wouldn't have bad days as well, but their natural what they would always reflect back to or defect back to is always to be positive about it. But if you surround yourself most times with people that they decide to wait there or dwell in that, then you're, as much as you may tell yourself, sometimes we tell ourselves, oh, never that, you will start picking up bad habits. You would get corrupted. So why should you also have positive minded folks as well is so that you can run to them when you're in a bad place and they can maybe help you in whichever way they can to keep integrating positive thinking. So in conclusion, how to integrate positive thinking: take care of your mind. Garbage in, garbage grows. And that's the end.